Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Wake Up American, where every single day, Monday through Friday, we sign on with you for a couple minutes in the morning just to give you a little bit of pronunciation practice because that's what pronunciation takes. Takes a little bit of practice every single day. So that's why we are showing up for you. My name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath, which is one of the four key ingredients to a natural accent in American English. We're going to be talking about some of those things. Those four steps again would be placement, breath, pitch, and trying to weaken your consonant sounds, trying to strengthen your vowel sounds. So today we have a couple of things for you related to numbers. A couple of numbers in English that can be a little bit difficult to say. I'll be honest. They can be a little bit challenging and fun. So we want to make sure that we're pronouncing all of those okay for you. And as we go through these words here, I do encourage you, if you have a specific question, if something is unclear while we're talking, you want to get some extra practice on one of these sounds, you have a question about the vowel, you have a question about the consonants, or maybe you're even just like kind of watching us on the replay and you have some feedback. Sorry, just making some minor adjustments so that I tweak this. Let us know because we're here to help. These words can be a little bit tricky, especially when it comes to the endings. So without further ado, let's take a look at our first word here. So the first word is thousandth. Thousandth. A couple of things I just want to point out. Your main vowel sounds here are your ow sound. Ow, this is the ow like in a house or found or town. Okay. And then that second syllable, what I see some students doing is they use like a schwa sound, some more unth, unth. But honestly, the vowel is going to give you a closer sound to what you're going to hear more frequently. In North America, it's going to be the short I or I. So instead of unth, a lot more times you're going to hear inth. So thousandth, thousandth, thousandth. Some other things, again, related to pitch that you want to pay attention to. When you're saying thousandth, you're going to notice that the first syllable is your stress. So that means that your second syllable is not stressed. So that means our first syllable needs to be higher in pitch, thou, thou, and your second syllable needs to be lower pitch, inth, inth, thousandth, thousandth. Okay, so really trying to make sure you're getting that pitch back. Ow, thousand, thousandth. Just kind of practicing that a little bit. So again, ow, thousandth, ow, thousandth, ow, thousandth. And I think that'll put you in pretty good shape. Going to take a look at our next word here. So our next word is going to be fifth. Fifth. So for fifth, we're going to have a short I sound. So like do this with me. Fe, fifth. Fe, fifth. Fe, fifth. Now, as we're practicing these, you may be like, Jeff, how are you even doing that TH sound? The TH sound just doesn't make any sense. So when you're making that TH, what I really recommend is the tip of your tongue. That's the tip of your tongue right at the very front. Either press it against your top front tooth. So for instance, fifth. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but notice that my tongue never escapes from behind my teeth. It always stays behind my tooth. You don't see my tongue jutting out, right? It's not like fifth. That's going to make it really hard, okay? So that's the first tip. Either have your tongue against your top front tooth or against your bottom front tooth. It's like fifth. I don't know if you can see that, but that's to my tongue down here against my bottom front tooth. So that's just another way that you can do that. And what that does is it just kind of helps smooth out the sound and makes the transitions faster, because if you're putting your tongue in between your teeth, that is a lot of movement in a very short amount of time, like fifth. There's a lot happening there. So that's why having it just against your top front tooth or against your bottom front tooth makes things a little bit smoother for you. The other thing I would recommend is make sure that you don't press your tongue against your tooth too firmly. How do you know if you're pressing too firmly? Well, if you do like that's a little bit too tight. Or if you make like a voiced TH sound, if you do find that you're doing like, that's a sign that you're pressing your tongue too hard. It shouldn't be like starting and stopping. It should be smooth. So it's not, it's not, it's because just kind of watching out for those TH sounds. I know they can be fun. Okay. The last thing I'll say about TH is that don't worry about it too much and all. Oh my gosh, we pressed the button. Sorry. What I was saying was for the TH, don't worry about it too much because American English isn't so worried about your consonant sounds. It's much more worried about your vowel sounds. So we want to really make sure, for instance, a word like fifth, that the I, that short I sound is the emphasis, okay? Or that we want to make sure that in the case of thousandth, your ow sound is the stress, you know, so worrying about more of that ow. Those are going to be the key points of reference for you. Our next word here, 12th, 12th. So again, you need that L sound. L, that's your vowel sound. It's an eh linking with a dark L. Tip here. Tip of your tongue down, back your tongue a little higher. It's not L, L. You're blocking off too much air. You also risk getting your placement too high. So it's going to be pronounced more as L, L. It's like L, add an F to that. Elf, L, elf, and then add a TH. L, elf, elf, L, elf, elf. So you need elf, elf, elf. You can hear that. So I'm starting off with the F sound, top tooth against my lower lip. That's where I'm starting. Elf. Starting with the F. And then I'm sliding the F into the TH. So you're tracking my tongue. So my tongue's doing this movement, starting low with the F, and then it's sliding up to my top front tooth. Hopefully you can hear the difference between those two sounds. They are not the same sound. You can't just say 12th with just an F. You need the TH at the end in general. So 12th, 12th. We're going to see this sort of thing, very common. So again, the other big tip again was the dark L sound for 12th, just keeping the tip of your tongue down and maybe opening your mouth a little wider. L, L, L. See if you can say L like that. L, L, L. Notice that you can see my tongue stays down. L, L, L. Let's just note about that. Our next word, 13th. 13th. Okay, your stress is on teen. So whatever happens, you just need to make sure that teen has the strongest sound. Teen. 13. 13. See how weak the thir is, that THIR? Thir, thir, thir. That's supposed to tip my tongue pressed again against my top front tooth for the TH, and then it drops. Thir, thir, thir. Change the angle so you can see my tongue a little bit. Tongue high, and then it's going to drop. Thir, 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 thir. So if you can catch that, make sure you're doing your R sound. You're not tensing up too much. It's not thir, it's there. A lot more air coming through here. All of that breath. Thir, 13th, 13th. Make sure that your placement stays low on that E. So it's not 13 E. It's 13 E. Every single syllable is using a low placement. 13th. And then when we get to teenth, for that TH, that's to tip my tongue down here. I'm doing that for the N as well. In. I don't know if you can see it. That's to my tongue pressed against my bottom front tooth. In. One of the things you'll notice is there's so much air coming through because I'm using that lower tongue position. In. 13th. 13th. Next couple words all have a lot of similarities. They have that yin sound at the end. Yin, yin, yin. Let's just kind of practice saying that. Yin, 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 yin. That's again what's in my tongue against the bottom of my mouth the entire time. Let's do that 3 times again. Just saying yin, 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 yin. Hello to Shook checking in. Good to see you as always, miss. So these words, millionth, billionth, trillionth, they're finishing with that yin sound. The stress is on the first syllable. Notice that all of them are using this like ill sounds, like illionth, illion. Let's actually just remove the th. Let's remove the first couple consonants. Let's just pronounce ill and then yin. Illion, illion, illion. I have a challenge for you too. See if you can do this. Can you say alien with the tip of your tongue down the entire time? Alien, alien, alien. That's tip of my tongue glued right around here, lower jaw. Alien, alien, alien. Okay, that again is just going to help with airflow. Notice that the ill syllable is the higher pitch. The yin syllable is a lower pitch and faster. Alien, 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 alien. Let's add the first consonant. Million, billion, trillion. Million, billion, trillion. Now we can add the th at the end. So millionth, billionth, trillionth. That's with the tip of my tongue glued to the bottom of my mouth the entire time. Millionth, billionth, trillionth. Millionth, billionth, trillionth. Millionth, billionth, trillionth. Millionth, billionth, trillionth. If you find that difficult, you can break it into small cycles. Start with ill, then illion, then add the first consonant, then add the last consonant. I'll show you an example. We'll start with millionth. So ill, illion, million, millionth. Ill, illion, million, millionth. Ill, illion, million, millionth. Ill, illion, million, millionth. Yep. Next one as well. So bill. Make sure you're not saying beal. It's bell. Short I sound with the dark L. So again, ill. So ill, illion, billion, billionth. Ill, illion, billion, billionth. Ill, illion, billion, billionth. This next one is trillionth. So ill, illion, trillion, trillionth. Ill, illion, illion, trillionth. Ill, illion, trillion, trillionth. Notice again, it's not trio. It's not trio. So when you're saying that TR sound, just to note, it makes like a, when a T and an R linked together, it makes like a ch sound. Just like tra, like CH followed by an R. Tra. So trill. So it's not trill. It's not trill. It's trill. And then we have a sentence here. And we'll wrap up for today. Of course, if you have questions, be sure to let me know. But before we do that, there's only one issue here, and it's that I can't hear you. I have no idea if you're pronouncing these things right. I don't know where the issue is, if it's not sounding right. I don't know if your tongue's in the right spot. I don't know if you're using the wrong placement. This is a problem, but I do have a solution. So all of these words are taken from our pronunciation group on Telegram. You can see an example of what our Telegram group looks like right here. So you can see that on the left, people send in their files. You can see at the bottom, I put in a new challenge there when I took this photo. So every single day, I post a challenge. I post audio of myself reading the challenge, and then you can send in audio files and get feedback. You get feedback within 24 hours from me and my assistant teacher, Lenora, worked with for years. And so that way you can get a little bit of pronunciation practice every single day, no excuse, because the key thing to pronunciation is studying a little bit every day. That's why we're doing this series. So Wake Up American. But to make it even more effective for you, you want to get some feedback. This is just some quick tips about if you're interested in the program, how you can get into it. FluentAmerican.com for all of our pronunciation services, including memberships, including our daily Telegram program, where you send in files every day and get corrections from us. Mission English, where we meet twice a day in live stream classes, and also our paid video courses so you can start learning right away. You an idea of how you can get some feedback today on how you're pronouncing these and all the other words. The other nice thing about the Telegram group too is you can do past challenges. We've got probably like 1,000 challenges on there now. You can do all the past ones, send in files and get feedback every single day of the week. You're not going to find a better deal pronunciation wise, aside from Mission English program. But let's take a look at our sentence now. So a fifth of them wanted the 1,000th prize. Now, when you're looking at sentences, a couple things you want to identify. You want to identify, first of all, where is the stress or stress is. Okay, so if I were saying this sentence, I would probably have two stresses. I'd probably stress fifth. A fifth of them wanted the 1,000th prize. I would probably stress prize. So I would personally probably stress fifth, and I would stress prize. And that's important because that's going to determine our rhythm a little bit. So for stressing fifth in prize, that means that those words need to have higher pitches. We also need to think, where do thought groups end? Thought groups are groups of words that go together. So where's our thought group ending? Our first thought group. Maybe I would end after wanted. It's like a fifth of them wanted. And then our second thought group would be the thousandth prize. The last thing you want to consider with thought groups is that every time you change a thought group, you want to change the pitch level. Okay, so if we're doing higher pitch on our first thought group, a fifth of them wanted, then our next thought group, we want to go lower, the thousandth prize. A fifth of them wanted, the thousandth prize. So we want that sort of linking, just to note. So let's practice that. A fifth of them wanted, a fifth of them wanted. Notice again, we want the vowels to dominate. So that's the key part. It's not about the THs and things. It's about the vowels. Like, wanted, wanted. I'm just doing the vowels there. And then I can add the consonants back, trying to maintain those vowels. Wanted, a fifth of them wanted. Wanted, a fifth of them wanted. It doesn't even need to sound perfect when I just do the vowels. I just want to get the flow. A fifth of them wanted. Fifth of them. That's how I would link that together. Notice, fifth of them. Fifth of them. So it's not fifth of them. That's way too consonant heavy. We want to try to get it flowing. Fifth of them. Wanted. Notice that wanted, the T disappears because it's after the N. And then we get our second thought group, the thousandth prize. The thousandth prize. Notice the pitch is dropping. The thousandth prize. We go up a little bit on pry. The thousandth prize. A fifth of them wanted the thousandth prize. All right, guys, that concludes this edition of Wake Up American. If you have any questions for me about anything that we just looked at, anything's unclear, you can be sure to post them in the comments. Thank you for joining me today. I understand there are millions of pronunciation resources out there. So the fact you spent a little bit of your time with us to study American English is greatly, greatly appreciated. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, good afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow with some new words, and you guys take care.